What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking more about forex trading and why I quit. Guys, I didn't actually quit. I'm just taking quite a long break. This break started in around February. And guys, I've been a very profitable trader for the last 2 years. And this decision that I took to take a break came with a lot of thought. And as a mentor, I wanted to come and make this video so that you guys can understand where I am coming from. So when you're getting into trading, we first need to understand that trading isn't as easy as people make it out to be on social media. Now, as you guys know, I am mainly into e-commerce. And I've had my stores which have been running and providing me with consistent cash flow that has been able to fund my trading account. Now, what I've come to realize is that when it comes into trading, you actually don't want to be too risky. The more capital you have, the more skill you have, the easier you're able to make consistent profit. So if you have 100,000 Rand and you're consistently trading with 100,000 Rand and you only aim to make 10% of that, it makes it way less riskier because you won't need to be as aggressive if you wanted to make 50% or 100% of that. Now, you truly need to understand what you need the money for in trading. And therefore, I understood that e-commerce is or dropshipping, business just put online, which is pretty much what e-commerce and dropshipping is. This is something that is more consistent, less risky, and you don't have to, quote unquote, be a gambler. Look, I do believe that trading is a form of gambling, but it's more calculated gambling, right? You cannot predict what Donald Trump is going to say, and that's going to affect the markets. If you had a good trade and all of a sudden it goes into the negatives because of something that you could not control, I personally believe that that isn't something that you should be relying and putting your whole life into. Now, as I said earlier, what happens if I were to get sick? What happens if I'm 30 years old and as I'm 21 right now? What happens if I'm 30 years old? I want to spend more time with my family. I can't focus as much on the trading side of things. Guys, you're going to get gray hair early if you are continuously stressing about the trades that you're in, as well as you're trying to do dropshipping and run your store, speak with customers. If you are now in a bad mood because you are in a drawdown on a trade, then that's going to show in your business. How are you supposed to focus on moving your businesses forward when you're always breaking focus because you're in a trade? And I wanted to speak about the people online that say that you can't or you shouldn't feel emotions when you get into these trades because you're supposed to be so good and be so confident in your trade. Guys, as confident as you can be, the money that you're putting into these trades is your hard-earned money. So don't feel shame if you feel as if you are putting too much emotions into these trades. You worked hard for that money. So a lot of people that I tend to see that say you shouldn't have emotions while trading are people that unfortunately are making more money from their programs than they are from actually trading. And I will honestly say, guys, I do have a program, but at least everybody knows that my e-commerce stores with the reviews, with everything for the last few years, my e-commerce stores, and I showcase it all. It's making money. I don't hide my businesses, or at least I don't hide my main store. So with that being said, when it comes into trading, I've also shown on the copy trading side of things how we were able to make so many people money on the markets before it was stopped. Now, that was the first part. Remember, the second part was done by my student, which was Kyle. I also ran the first copy trading campaign. But what I wanted to say is that trading isn't as easy as people make it out to be. And I want you to listen, right? I'm not breaking any dreams when I say that, yes, you can take a 500 Rand account to 5,000 Rand. You can take $1,000 account to $10,000. But how you people need to understand that how consistent, how long are you actually going to be able to do that? You're going to get into this mindset of, I was able to do it once, I can definitely do it again. And by the time that you've done it that one time and you try 10 times, 20 times to replicate the same thing that you did the first time, all of a sudden you realize now I'm actually in a loss in trading. My whole journey is now in a loss. There's a lot of people that forget that whatever is working for you today on the forex markets doesn't mean that it's going to be working for you in the next 2, 3, 5 years. And what I actually saw and why I mainly wanted to take this break is that as good as I was with technical analysis, so good that I created my own trading EA. And I will put the link to get the EA, which can be used on TradingView, in the description for completely free. It tells you when to trade based off of my trading strategy, which is the Fibonacci retracement tool, as well as support and resistance. So we coded it and you guys will enjoy it. Please go and check it out. Now, with that, I also have a link to my free community, which you guys should also join, where we show more inspirational videos and also students that are making money. But that's not the point. The point is that I needed to take this break because what I saw is how drastically fundamentals, geopolitical news actually plays a role in trading. When people go and do the technical analysis on TradingView or MetaTrader, where people execute your trades, when people go and do your analysis, they see a price, such as NASDAQ, maybe being on 22,500. That is a price. Now that price is created by fundamentals. It's given value by what is going on in the real world. And those, if it's NASDAQ, it's the top 100 technological based businesses in America. Now you need to focus on what's happening in the news with those businesses. The top 10 of those businesses being Microsoft, Google, they hold about, I'm not too sure, about 10%, 16 or so, a heavy amount of the NASDAQ. So depending on what they do, they will move a lot of the market. Now we've seen how Elon Musk, Donald Trump at the start of the year were able through their actions to do such drastic change in the markets. And that was eye-opening for me. As somebody that's been trading for 4 years, I obviously knew that news was important. But I didn't know it was that important to the fact that you can trade based off of what Elon Musk is going to do. You can then add what Elon Musk is going to do with your technical analysis. Now, if you're going into a break of support, for example, and Elon Musk says something stupid in the media, I now know that I'm just going to sell. I'm going to trade. I'm going to say that the NASDAQ is going to go down because people are going to now have panic in the NASDAQ. Guys, these are things that, sure, for a beginner, it might be like, well, that's just more complicated than taking signals from a guru that literally doesn't actually have the knowledge. They actually are making more cash from selling the signals. You guys need to understand that learning yourself is the best policy, right? It's the best way for you to not rely on anybody else to make you your money. So I took this break and I started to focus on my dropshipping store. My dropshipping store that I know will make me a certain amount if I just do the straight step-by-step things, which is get the product that I'm selling, record nice videos of it, post it on TikTok, run ads. Simple process. Now that I know will make me money, definitely. A specific amount, maybe we're gonna have a great month, right? But with trading, it's just a lot of people, even professional traders, they still have the negative months, right? And if you are not losing in trading, there's something wrong, right? There is something wrong. You need to lose, right? I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. You need to take L's on the market. You can't always win, right? And it's something I needed to understand. So if I now have this e-commerce store, and I recommend that you guys do it too, dropshipping and business in general is, it's way more safe than trading. So now I'm able to delegate the work after I went in months of, as you guys can see, we're in Dubai. Now I'm finally taking my first break for the year. And I needed to find out where I could delegate work, right? Where I could have people run the empire for me. And now with the time that I've freed up, I can go back onto the markets to further expand my wealth. But also, wouldn't it be a whole lot more easier for me to actually have less emotions? Because everybody says, put in the money that you're willing to lose. Because if you put in too much money that you aren't willing to lose, your mindset is going to be so bad. You won't be able to take drawdowns. You won't be able to look at red on your screen. And then you're going to panic, and then you're going to go into a depression, and then you're going to quit, and then you're going to call Forex a scam. Forex is not a scam. Wake up. Forex is not a scam. It's the way that you were taught is the problem, right? Well, with that being said, e-commerce stores. Guys, when you have cash flow coming in, great cash flow coming in, and you can put that money, a little bit of it, into trading. Say you're making 50,000, just hypothetically. Say you're making 50,000. And now, instead of you back in the day without you focusing on your e-commerce store, you're making like 20,000, right? And you're only risking 1,000 of that money. Or you're putting 10,000. Some people put all their money into trading. Now, if you're doing that, it's too much. But if you make 50,000, the next month you make 50,000. If you focus on your e-commerce store, now let's say you have 100,000. Now you just want to make 10%, right? That's an extra 10,000 Rand that again, we can say it in dollars, about $5,000, right? That you have in your trading account, and you can now make an additional $500. Bro, but you're making money from your e-commerce store at the same time. Now you have $10,000 or $500 that you can literally just spend. Like you can go and do whatever you want. You can go book that flight with some of the money from your e-commerce store that's coming in cash flow that you are obviously working on your store still. But the one thing that you're working on your store, rather than being in a job, rather than being an employee in your own business, right? You now are able to think and spend more time, because I think all the time. That's how I need to grow my businesses. You need to sit down and think, not work and be an employee in your business. You need to continuously keep moving your business, right? So if you can't move your business because you're an employee, you're still talking to customers, still doing this, still doing that, you can never move your business from 50,000 now, as we were speaking in that hypothetical example, from 50,000 now, how are you supposed to move it to 100K? You are the one in the business that has the mindset and has that creativity to move it forward. You need to also free up your time so that you can learn more things to expand your business. Something that's important. My student was like, okay, but you're making so much money. Why are you still learning? I was like, dude, there are 50-year-old, 60-year-old millionaires, billionaires that are continuously learning till this day. Till this day, they are still learning. You need to keep learning because you need to keep up with the current trends. All of these different things, guys, is important for you. When people get into trading, guys, why do you want to get rich so quick? Why are you so impatient, right? I'm saying this for myself. I'm speaking to my 18-year-old self, right? As I am a mentor. I'm speaking to my 18-year-old self, but that 18-year-old self is you. Most likely is you. Why are you so impatient, you know? If you just spend 1 year maximum to learn and also to trade on a demo account, maximum. Usually I would say about 3 months to 6 months, maximum a year. Keep on going. If it takes you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, some people take that time. I took 2 years. It took me 2 years. But if you have me as a mentor, it's supposed to take you, it's supposed to be quicker for you. But why do you want to make it quick? Look at how my life has changed personally. Because I decided to take it slow, right? Why do you want to rush something that could potentially change your life? Because I'm bored of learning. Then make it a habit for you to start learning every single day, for 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Learn. The more information you learn, the more then you practice, the more you journal. Make sure to write these things down. Okay, I took an L. Why did I take that L? Oh, because I traded at this time. All right, so I won't trade at this time again. Why did I take this L? Because I didn't look at what news events was happening today on Forex Street, right? Or Forex Factory, right? These are all the types of things that you need to keep in your mind when you're getting started with trading. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and not many people succeed. But a few years ago, 95% of traders that get started failed. I think the number's gone now down to 75%. People are becoming more profitable. It used to be a thing of this is practically impossible to now a thing of this can potentially be the way forward, the future, right? There's so much money that's being traded on the market, and I feel like For me, I was about to quit when I was 18, and I went straight into my e-commerce stores and I grew that. And I'm happy I did that because it allowed me to have the cash flow to go back into trading. But the one thing that I also wanted to do is to find a trading strategy now before I come back into trading, to find a trading strategy that is delegatable. The same as, because trading is a business. So I wanted to find a delegatable strategy where if a guy knows maybe just, if a person is a beginner in trading, right? And I can tell them, do this, this is my strategy, do this, right? If I can tell them that, and if you need to have a win and loss ratio, right? You need to also do back testing. So if I can delegate that and I can delegate my business, I now have so much more time, right? I have so much more time. And I do believe that trading, you can delegate the same way as having an EA. I'm going to use the EA in this new strategy. I probably won't speak about this strategy when I do find it. So, I mean, I'm just saying it in advance. But trading is a business. It's as much a business it is as dropshipping and e-commerce. Therefore, I believe that it's like people have trading floors and trading centers, you know. I believe that it is possible to delegate this work, right? And that's what I want to do. But first, you need to focus on one thing. Do you want to do e-commerce? Do you want to do dropshipping? Do you want to do trading, or do you want to do investing? Do you want to do social media marketing agency? Do you want to do... There's so many options to make money online, guys. And trust me, look at the view behind me. Let me take you outside while we're at it. Let me take you outside. Guys, this is what complete freedom looks like. This is what it looks like. Cape Town got a little bit too cold, so I decided to come through to Dubai, and it's beautiful. We're gonna keep on traveling throughout the year, but at the same time, guys, this is what I mean. If you really want to have that free life, now the buzz is going off. If you really want to have a free life at a young age, make sure to tap into making money online. There are so many people out there, myself included, that's willing to help you, right? So if you come to the end of the video, make sure to check out the link in the description, as you guys will be able to get my free EA, literally no charge. Free EA, as well as join my community where you guys can learn more. Peace.